Hey, what's up guys, Tech9 here. We are back again with a brand new video. In this video we're actually going to be talking about the best budget smartphones, and I made a video last week talking about the best phones of 2016, but I think it's time to put the focus on the budget smartphones because that has been the highlight of this year really. So we've gotten a lot of great budget smartphones, but I've narrowed it down to a few options, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So yeah, let's get started. First up, we're gonna have the Motorola Moto Z Play, and while this is kind of the most expensive of the bunch, it's $450 off contract. So it has some decent specs. Definitely not the best spec out of the options that I'm about to tell you, but it has some pretty good specs. So it starts off with a 1080p IPS display. It does actually support the Moto mod, so a bit of a way to customize your phone to your liking. And it comes at $450, like I said, and it supports some pretty decent specs. So let me read them out to you. So the chip, the CPU that it uses is actually a little bit underpowered. It uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 instead of the Snapdragon 820. It's still a good processor, but it doesn't match to the other budget smartphones that I'm about to tell you guys. Anyway, so yeah, Snapdragon 625, a Geno 506. Yeah, a Geno 506 GPU. It comes in at 3 GB of RAM back, so it comes with 32 GB, and this storage is expandable up to 256 GB. Pretty nice. And like I said, Moto Mods is what really makes this phone. Next up we have the ZTE Exon 7, and this phone made waves when it came out because it was an incredible phone. Latest CPUs at the time, the Snapdragon 820, 4 GB of RAM, Quad HD AMOLED display, front-facing speakers, which were one of the best speakers, which were probably the best speakers out right now, since HTC didn't make front-facing speakers like they did with the M9. But it had incredible speakers, Snapdragon 820, so 3250 milliamp hour battery, and 4 GB of RAM, like I said. So yeah, an incredible piece of hardware. ZTE Exon 7 made a lot of waves. For $399, it's really an incredible deal. Really nice phone, spec'd out, Quad HD AMOLED display, Snapdragon 820, had all the bells and whistles that an incredible smartphone has, and a great fingerprint sensor. So yeah. Alright, so next up on my list is going to be the one and only, the OnePlus 3T. Not the OnePlus 3, because the OnePlus 3 unfortunately will be discontinued after the sold out. It might have been already discontinued, which is unfortunate, but the OnePlus 3T makes the OnePlus 3 even better. So the OnePlus 3T has the Snapdragon 821 chip, 128 GB of stock storage, and 6 GB of RAM. So performance-wise, it's probably the best performing Android smartphone out there. And while the display might be the only downside of the phone, it's only 1080p AMOLED display. The colors on the display are actually kind of better than the ZTE Exon 7. But overall, this phone is easily the best performing Android smartphone out right now. Again, Snapdragon 821, 6 GB of RAM. I keep saying 4, but 6 GB of RAM to play with is no joke, and it's definitely a multitasking beast. And yeah, so yeah, the OnePlus 3T supports for even large battery, and their OnePlus is a quick charge, which they call dash charging, which charges the phone at a ridiculous amount of time. I believe like you can get a full day of charge in about 30 minutes, which is incredible for a phone to do that. And the battery is actually bigger, with the same form factor as the OnePlus 3. So while the price is a bit higher coming in at $439, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth that $39, because what you're getting is a bigger battery, a little bit of a better processor, and so bigger battery, more storage, and better processor. And last but not least is I think the best designed phone out of the bunch that I talked about, which is the Honor 8. The Honor 8 is the best designed phone out of the bunch that I've talked about today. Probably the best camera out of the bunch. It's a 12 megapixel dual camera, one monochrome sensor and one just a regular 12 megapixel sensor. In terms of pictures, it takes the best photos. In terms of video, I think that's where the Honor 8 is lacking. So two misfortune about the Honor 8. One, the videos. If you want a camera for the video and you want a budget, so if you want a budget smartphone for the video, I would definitely go the OnePlus 3T route. The Honor 8 unfortunately does not have optical image stabilization and it maxes out at 1080p. So video wise, not the best, but picture wise, definitely is the best. So yeah, the other thing that I want to talk about is the software, and I think what is it called? Emotion UI. Yeah, I believe it's Emotion UI, and it resembles iOS. And I don't know why some manufacturers do that. They try to resemble iOS, even though Android, stock-wise, Android is great on its own, and it definitely competes and in some ways beats iOS. I'm not gonna argue which one is better, iOS or Android. That's personal preference. But what I am saying is that Android smartphones need to be Android smartphones. iOS needs to be iOS. So Emotion UI is probably this is probably a classical case of a great phone ruined by its skin. So Emotion UI is probably the biggest downside of this phone. It's Android though, so you can easily just So you can easily just install Google Launcher, Nova Launcher, a lot of great launchers out there that will resemble stock Android. And again, since it's Android, you can make it your own. Yeah. So these are my top budget smartphones of the year. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy it. I want to thank you all so much for watching and for the incredible supports in the past 2 days. I have gained 5 subscribers, which is incredible for me, and we are currently at 97. 3 more for the 100. This has been it. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.